Dajia Hao, as they say in China, doing another 8 players sit and go double or nothing. This time with a $3.50 buy-in. If you like the content, like and subscribe. I have to say that for the algorithm of YouTube. TMI. Okay, I got freaking Cubzilla to my left this time. Tanks. Guess he got busy doing something. Forgot he was signed up. Edward folds, Fun folds, Jack folds, Phil limps, break calls, Oak folds. Flop is 8, ace, queen, 2 hearts, 1 diamond. My dog, or not my dog, the neighbor's dog is going crazy. Third heart, 6 of hearts. Phil, snap, almost shoves, except for 72. Okay, he wants it, he can have it. I think this is someone you should probably slow play. I have 2-4 offsuit in the small blind. Edward is tanking as usual. Just got done eating dinner. Had a taco burger from this hamburger stand close to my apartment. Ah! This idiot doesn't understand that the other guy is sitting out. I would have turned trips. Fuck a duck. Yeah, so I had a taco burger for dinner with a glass of beer and then some tortilla chips with some guacamole. I wanted to have nachos tonight. There was this like small little, I'm not sure the right word for it. It's a place inside this building you get food from, but it's not really big enough to be a restaurant, I don't think. But I walked by it this weekend. I saw they had a pretty good menu. I'd already ate, but I was made a mental note of it so I could go back there. But I walked past it where I thought it was, and I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's just locked up. They're only open on weekends, but I remember they had nachos con carne for 50 pesos. And I was hoping to get that tonight. I had like half an avocado left, but couldn't find the place. And then there was this other place, like, I don't know, like half a mile away. It's like a Buffalo Wings place, but they had nachos. And I tried messaging them to see if they would deliver to me, but they never answered. I messaged them on Instagram and Facebook. So I went to this hamburger joint, just got a taco burger. It's just 24 pesos. Probably should have just sprung for a regular hamburger because it wasn't really like a real taco. It was like flat. So, I mean, it tasted good, but it was kind of awkward to eat. I got pocket jacks. Phil seems to be playing every hand. Bone is tanking. Zilla finally woke up. Zilla folds, Edward folds. Fat boy is tanking from the small blind. Phil's gonna call. Flop is 3-7 ace. 2 spades. 1 club. 9 of clubs on the turn. Pot of 206. I bet Greg Maddox. He lays it down. Okay, break, call, break folds, Oak folds, Zilla min raises, Edward folds, Fat boy folds, Jack folds, Phil calls. Flop is Jack 7-9, rainbow. Ace deuce, right? Oh, ace 3. 3 of hearts on the turn. Phil bets 53. Zilla snap calls. 9 of clubs on the river. Phil bets 212. Zilla folds. I have 2-5 suited from second position. Oak folds. Zilla limps. Edward folds. Fat boy calls. Jack folds. Phil calls. Break checks. Flop is 3 king jack 2 spades 1 heart. Zilla bets 63. Like a third of the pot. And everyone folds. Zilla had a set. Bet a third of the pot with a set. He bets 50 this time. Edward calls. Fat boy folds. Jack folds. Phil folds. Break calls. Oak folds. Jack deuce ace on the flop. Rainbow. Break checks. Zilla bets 186. Edward and Break both snap fold. I have 4 deuce in the small blind. Zilla folds. He doesn't want to fuck with me. Edward limps. Fat boy calls. Jack flash calls. Phil is tanking. Finally calls. Break folds. Oak calls. I'm gonna check. Flop is Jack 8-7 2 diamonds 1 heart. I have a chance to make the weakest flush. Oak eventually checks. Action to Edward. He checks. Fat boy checks. Jack checks. Phil checks. 4 of diamonds. So my chance to get the worst flush increases. I have a pair. Oak checks. I check. Edward checks. Fat boy snap checks. Jack. That's 136. Phil calls. Oak folds. I fold. Edward folds. Fat boy folds. And I would have made a flush, but I think someone else probably has a better flush. King of diamonds on the river. Jack checks. Phil checks. And yeah. Jack had pocket nines, so, and he had the 9 diamonds, so it would have been hard for me to beat him. Would have had to river 2 pair of trips. Okay, I'm gonna fold my queen king since it never fucking wins on this site. Phil raises to 159 after Jack limps. Zilla folds. King Queen never wins for me. King 10. Fat Boy limps. Jack folds. Phil folds. Break folds. Oak folds. I'm gonna min raise. Zilla in the small blind raises to 264. Fold. Yeah, I got baby suited connectors. Fat Boy limps, Jack folds, Phil calls, Break folds, Oak calls, I fold, Zilla calls, Edward folds, Fat Boy didn't limp, he was in the big blind. Flop is 7, King, Queen, Rainbow. Fat Boy checks, Phil checks, Oak bets 90, Zilla bets 90, or calls 90. I just got a message on Facebook. Fat Boy checks, 8 of hearts on the turn. Oak bets 90. Zilla raises to 699. Oak quickly folds. King 3 offsuit. It's folded to the big blind Edward, who folds. Fat Boy calls. Jack checks. Flop is 9, 7, 4, 2 diamonds, 1 club. Jack bets 84. That's the pot. Fat Boy quickly folds. At pocket eights. Break folds. Oak folds. Zilla folds. After I min raise, Fat Boy folds. Everyone folds. I get the blinds and the annies at 1460. I have 4-7 off suit. Oak raises. Zilla folds. Edward folds. Fat Boy folds. Jack folds. Phil calls from the small blind. Break in the big blind. Tanking. 1343 behind. He folds it. The flop is 5, King 9, Rainbow. Phil checks. Oak bets 90. Phil calls. King of spades on the turn. Phil checks. Oak. C bets 105. Phil calls. 2 clubs on the river. Phil quickly checks. Oak checks. Oak has pocket jacks. Phil must have had a 9. I have ace 5 suited from first position. He had a pair of 5s. Oh my goodness. Now I have a pair of 5s. Flop is 7, 5, 8, 2 spades, 1 heart. Break checks. Oak checks. I check. Phil bets 105. Voting. Okay, make some notes about this guy. Very aggressive. Slow play. Of course, he did fold my bet on that turn. And I pocket jacks. Flop is 8, 4, King, Rainbow. 8 of clubs on the turn. I check. Phil checks. 7 of diamonds on the river. Unbelievable. We both have jack high. He's a better kicker. Jesus. I have 5-3 suited. Edward folds. Fat boy folds. Jack folds. Phil limps. Oak calls. Go ahead and call it my 5-3 suited. Zilla checks. Flop is 10-8 queen rainbow. 1 club. Zilla checks. Phil checks. Oak bets. We all fold. I have 9 queen of diamonds from the button. Fat boy folds. Jack folds. Phil min raises. Break folds. Oak folds. I fold. Zilla in the small blind. 1996 behind. Is that the year the Braves won? Zilla and Edward both fold. A king 6 off suit. Jack folds. Phil limps. Break folds. Oak folds. Zilla folds. Action to Edward in the small blind. He bets 150. Fat boy calls. Phil calls. Flop is 3-3-6 rainbow. Oh, Fat boy folded. 5 of clubs on the turn. 4 of hearts on the river. Phil goes all in after Edward bets 75. Unbelievable. Oh my goodness. Phil folds, break folds, Oak folds, Zilla folds, and Jack gets a walk after Fat Boy folds. Queen deuce suited. Break folds, Oak folds, Zilla folds. Now Phil gets a walk. I'd like to get a walk. I have 8-9 off suit in second position. Oak folds, Zilla folds, Fat Boy, that's 150. Jack folds, Phil folds, break calls. Flop is 7-7-4, 2 hearts, 1 spade. Break checks. Fat Boy, that's 100 eventually. Pot is now 460. Break, lays it down. Ace 8 off suit. Zilla limps. Fat Boy folds. Jack folds. Phil calls from the button. Break folds. Oak checks. Flop is 3-8-7. 2 hearts. 1 spade. Oak checks. Zilla bet 75. Phil quickly calls. Oak folds. 4 of clubs on the turn. Zilla checks. Phil checks. 10 of diamonds on the river. Zilla checks. Phil checks. I would have won that. Damn it. Phil had pocket deuces. I have 9-10 suited. 3 players. Flop is 5, Queen 10. I flop second pair. Jack checks. Phil checks. Ace of clubs on the turn. And they both lay it down. That ace of clubs gave me a flush draw. 10-9 offsuit. gonna fold this time. Phil limps, everyone else folds, Zilla checks. Ah, man, I would have flopped a double belly buster. Check, check on the turn. 2 of diamonds. Zilla takes it down. Jack. I have 9-10 for like the 3rd hand in a row. Raised to 150. Okay, King 10 offsuit, break folds, oak folds, Zilla eventually folds. Fat Boy raises to 175. Jack folds, Phil calls. Flop is deuce, king, queen. Phil checks. Fat Boy bets 125. Phil snap, min raises. Fat Boy had the pocket aces. Fat Boy shoved after the min raise. Phil had a pair of deuces. I'm the short. Oh. 7 players, I'm in 6th place. It's folded to Fat Boy. Min raises. Phil calls. Flop is 7-5 Jack. Add a Jack. It's a rainbow. Phil checks. Fat Boy bets. Phil folds. Okay. Zilla folds. Fat Boy limps. Jack folds. Phil calls. Break calls. Oak checks. Flop is deuce, jack, 8, 2 hearts, 1 club. Break checks. Oak. That's 100. Fat Boy folds. Phil calls. Break calls. Turn is 10 of hearts. Break checks. Oak checks. Phil checks. 6 of spades on the river. Break checks. Oak bets 100. Phil calls. Break folds. What? And Oak wins it with freaking 3rd pair. Phil shoves while I'm in the big blind. I have 3-9 offsuit. What did he have? Let's see what he had. He had a pair of ducks. Unbelievable. What did I have? I would have won that. Jesus. A king 9. It's folded. Oak. Bets 250. Zilla calls. Flop is ace 7 king, 2 diamonds, 1 club. Zilla checks. Oak bets 300. Zilla raises to 1520. Oak folds. Zilla shows the ace king. Flash limps, Phil calls, break folds, oak folds, Zilla folds, Fat Boy checks. The flop is 10, 3, 8, rainbow. Fat Boy checks, Jack checks, Phil bets 210. Fat Boy folds, Jack snap folds, Phil takes the pot at 5-7. Phil min raises, break shoves, oak folds, Zilla folds, Fat Boy is finally folding. Jack flash folds. Phil calls with king 5. Break wins it. Ace deuce. Idiot. I have 7 deuce. Suited. Break folds, oak folds, Zilla. Eventually folds. Fat Boy calls. Jack folds. Phil shoves. Fat Boy calls. Phil wins it. The worst hand. Flop is deuce 7-5. Phil bets 100. Break. Calls. 3 diamonds on the turn. Phil checks. Break. Bets 250. Phil raises. Break folds. I'm going to fold my Jackson 5, Zilla folds. I have not had shit to play with, man. Fat Boy finally folds. Jack folds. Phil min raises from the button. Break folds. Oak folds. I have ace deuce from the big blind. Zilla folds. Fat Boy folds. Yeah, he's got it. Ace deuce again. Come on, 2, 2. Jesus. Now Jack 7. Break shoves. Oak folds. Zilla folds. Fat Boy folds. Phil folds. Ace Queen. Phil folds. I min raise. Fat Boy folds. Yes! Needed that. Break folds. Not in last place. Oak folds. Zilla folds. Fat Boy finally folds. Jack folds. Phil gets a walk. I don't like this guy. Still 7 freaking players. Oak folds. Zilla folds. Fat Boy. It's tanking. Jack folds. Phil calls. Break checks. Flop is 5, king, ace, 2 spades, 1 king, 1 club. Phil limps, break folds. Fold my king 9 off suit. Zilla is tanking. Finally limps. Fat boy calls. Jack folds, Phil folds, break folds, Oak checks. Flop is ace, jack, jack, 2 spades, 1 heart. Oak checks finally. Zilla bets 350. Fat boy and Oak both fold. I have 6-4 suited. Zilla folds. Fat boy folds. Jack raises to 300. Everyone folds. Jack steals the blinds. Fucking Zilla. So hoping he'd raise me pre-flop. Oak limp raises, 452 behind. The action folded to him. Zilla is tanking. He folds. Fat boy, 685 behind. Is he going to shove? No, he's going to fold. Deuce 5 off suit. Getting some great hands in this competition. Break folds, Oak folds, Zilla limps, Fat boy folds, Jack calls, Phil checks. Flop is queen 4 6, 2 diamonds, 1 spade. Phil limps, Zilla calls, Jack folds, 7 of spades on the turn. Phil checks, Zilla bets 375, Phil folds. Break folds, Oak folds, I fold my Jack 7, Zilla folds. Did Phil just fold when he had the option? Thought Fat Boy limped there. Have garbage again. Oak folds, Zilla folds, Fat Boy folds, Jack shoves. Phil calls with Jack 10. Jack had ace 9. Spiked an ace on the flop, and he wins the pot. What did I have? Yeah. Flop is 9, queen, queen, rainbow. Pot 1080. Fat Boy 580 behind. Phil limps. Fat Boy calls. 4 spades on the turn. Fat Boy bets 150. Phil raises. Fat Boy shoves. Phil calls with nothing. Fat Boy wins with pocket sevens. I have 3-5 off suit. In the big blind, this would be a great time to get a walk. I'm the short stack again. Can't get anything, man. Man. Jack deuce. It's probably going to get folded to me. No, Phil raises. Everyone folds. Action on the big blind. He folds. A 5-6 offsuit. Phil folds, break folds, Oak folds. Action to Zilla, who limps on the button. Fat boy calls, Jack checks. Flop is 6, 10, 7, 2 diamonds, 1 club. Flop bottom pair. Fat boy checks, Jack checks, Zilla. It's going to lead out. Fat boy calls, Jack folds, 8 of diamonds on the turn. Check, check. 7 of diamonds on the river. Zilla had trips. Fat boy turned a flush. Break shoves. Oak folds. Zilla folds. Fat boy folds. Jack folds. Phil calls with a pocket deuces, and he turns a set at ace deuce suited. I'm going to shove against Oak like he did to me. I win it. And I get shit next hand. Zilla folds. Fat boy's tanking. Jack snap folds. Phil shoves. Ten Jack. Fat boy folds. Oak shoves. Fucking Zilla folds. Zilla raises to 375. And the small blind folded to him. 6 players. I'm in 6th place. Oh, damn it. Flop is 4 king 10. Zilla checks. Oh, damn. Fuck. Doyle Brunson. I'm going to show the 10 deuce suited. Oak folds. I fold my 10-6 offsuit. Zilla folds. Fat boy folds. Jack folds. Phil gets a walk. Fold my queen 7 offsuit. Zilla folds. Fat boy folds. Jack folds. Phil min raises. Oak folds. Queen 5 offsuit in the big blind. Zilla folds. Fat boy folds. Jack folds. Phil limps. Oak folds. Check. Flop is 6, king, 10, 2 diamonds, 1 spade. I completely miss it. Phil snap limps. Nice snap fold. Jeez, what the hell, man? 5 deuce. Zilla calls from the small blind. Fat boy checks. The flop is 9 deuce 6 rainbow. Check, check. Watch it be a 5 or a deuce. It's 10 of hearts. Zilla bets 343. Fat boy folds. He shows queen 10. Phil slowly folds. Oak shoves. Zilla folds. Fat boy folds. Jack folds. So sucks. Oh, God. Oak folds. Zilla folds. Fat boy limps. Jack calls and Phil folds with the option. Flop is 3, queen, 8, 2 spades, 1 diamond. Jack leads out, fat boy folds. I have garbage again. What the hell? Flop a gut shot. 1,000 in the pot. Flop is 5, 4, 4, 2 diamonds, 1 club. Fat boy bets 200. Oak shoves. I lost that. Whoa! I get a walk. Fat boy folds. Phil limps. Zilla raises to 1,400. Zilla had king kings, of course. Phil min raises. Zilla raises to 1,500. Phil calls. Oh, this would be so great if Zilla can bust Phil now. Yes! 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 All right. Woo! Thank God Phil is a fucking moron. Oh my God, that was great. I had 696. Look at this. My God. Incredible. Because Phil has to be such a moron. I get to cash. He did have, he had 5 outs on the flop. Wow. What was the blinds at? And he's at 20. Okay, 200 big blinds. So I had only less than 3.5 big blinds. Go ahead and watch it again. The idiot calls with the gut shot. Oh, that was great. All right, that'll do it for this time. I cash again through a miracle. I kind of saw that coming. I was like, yes, Zilla, my arch nemesis, turns out to be my hero. Okay, well, that'll do it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. As they say in China, 再见.